WVIL.
Good morning, Intermediate School. I'm Dane Thompson. We welcome you to WVIL on March 3rd, 2017.
And I'm Logan. We pride ourselves with bringing you the latest intermediate school news. Today's broadcast will feature another club and activity that students are involved in our school. Next up, we are continuing the People Who Inspire Us series.
Today's inspiration from Mrs. Friedman, our art teacher. She is inspired by the poet Robert Frost.
She has said that much of his poetry has ties to nature, and from his words you can tell that he looks and listens closely to it.
Mrs. Friedman feels he has the ability to see things by most people that go unnoticed by most people.
Here is one of her favorite poems by Robert Frost.
A Prayer in Springtime by Robert Frost. Oh, give us pleasure in flowers today, and give us not to think so far away as the uncertain harvest keeps us here, all simply in the springing of the year. Oh, give us the pleasure in the orchard white, like nothing else by day, like ghosts go by night. And make us happy in the happy bees, the swarm delighting around the perfect trees. And make us happy in the darting bird, that suddenly above the bees are heard, the meteor that thrusts in the needle bill, and off a blossom in mid-air stand still. For this is love, and nothing else is love, the which it is reserved for God above, to significantly to what far ends he will, but which it only needs that we fulfill.
She enjoys the subject matter in his poetry and the messages that lie within.
His style of writing inspires her to photograph nature and create paintings from those photographs.
Miss Friedman is also inspiring others with her own writing.
She has written a book that is sold on Amazon called A Love That Lasts Forever. Now let's take a look at the art club.
This club meets Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before school.
They are painting murals throughout the school.
Oh, come on. I'm smart.
You're smart.
I am so smart. I just put my hand on what I just teaching.
This is Art Club. We meet on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We're doing murals around the school.
And our first mural is by the auditorium.
Anyone can join. It's a lot of fun.
In this club, we focus on positive thinking.
Your mind is a great thing when you fill it with positive thoughts.
6th grade students in Mrs. Monison's research groups each choose a topic to investigate and are researching how things work.
The Friday afternoon group learned all about our Promethean boards, and before break, their information to classmates and staff.
Here is the clip of their presentation.
Tony has inspired about 50 million children with this technology. Tony founded Promethean in 1997.
How does a Promethean board work? The Promethean board has a copper wire grid under the surface of the board. The grid looks like graph paper. The Promethean board pen works by interrupting the electric current in the spot where it touches.
If you remember, before vacation, it was discussed to send reporters to the fire department to ask questions about Mr. Gaffney's new adventure.
There was a theme in many of them that included going up in the bucket on the fire ladder truck.
We will be asking if it would be safe for Mr. Gaffney to rappel off our building or be lowered off.
And we want Mr. Gaffney to face his fears, but we still want him to be safe.
We sent Brenna and Madeline to an interview at the fire department.
Let's see what they found out.
We're here at the fire department to ask Captain Tom Hilfiger a couple questions about our next adventure. We're here talking to Captain Tom Hilfiger from the fire department. We're here to talk about the next adventure for Mr. Gaffney. The first one, he had to hold a snake.
Many of our viewers were wondering if Mr. Gaffney could go in the bucket of the fire truck and go to the roof. Would that be possible?
Sure. This ladder truck is equipped with a roof ladder that we can attach to the end of the bucket, and we can get them up above the wall, and you can actually walk down the ladder onto the roof of the school. So that's something we train and do.
Another thing our viewers wanted to know if Mr. Gaffney could be repelled or lowered from the pool roof. Would that be safe?
Sure. We have the equipment, the harness systems, and the rope and the rigging systems. We would have a special harness on them, and we would have a couple ropes attached to them, and we would have an anchor point, whether it be on the roof somewhere or over the wall. But he would be attached securely somewhere, and then we would have a second rope on him. So when we lower him, if there was anything to go wrong, the second rope would hold him. And we inspect the ropes, and we're not allowed to, if we put a shock on a rope. So I know Mr. Gaffney's a big guy, but our ropes would still hold Mr. Gaffney okay. But we take a rope out of service if it's shocked with a load of something that weakens the rope. Then we have to take it out of service and replace it with a new rope. But no, we have the equipment to safely lower Mr. Gaffney down the side of the building.
Thank you for giving us all this information, and we will be getting back to you in our next adventure. Back to you.
Okay. Look forward to it.
Thank you, Captain Hilfiger, for taking the time to help us.
Now that we know it is possible, what should our next step be?
I think now we need to send some WVIL reporters to Mr. Gaffney with the challenge.
So just to be clear, what is the challenge?
The challenge is, will you face your fears and be lifted 2 stories into the sky in a fire truck bucket, get out of the bucket onto the roof of the pool, and then be lowered down to the ground?
I have to be honest with you, that doesn't sound like much fun.
Stay tuned for next week's episode. We will find out if Mr. Gaffney accepts the challenge. The coin count is up next.
We will start our coin count with 6,920 coins turned into the the basket in the office.
This week, we had 176 gold coins, 15 red coins, and 11 blue coins turned in, making a total of 202 coins for a week.
That is a grand total of 7,122 coins on our way to 8,000 coins.
We only need 878 more coins. We don't have much time left. Pull together and get those coins in. It won't matter what the challenge is if we don't have enough coins. Next week, we will have pictures of our first March Madness Day.
Fitness Day.
Next Friday's March Madness Day is on Thursday, and it is Silly Sock Day. That brings an end to our broadcast this morning. Please remember to read, and reach for those math goals.
Don't forget to find value in everything you do and be an inspiration to others.
This is WVIL wishing you an adventurous day.
Awesome.
WVIL, we shall value in our school, have inspiration.